Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As time is approaching, as we're getting closer and closer to the holiday, to Christmas, I just want to be able to let you know that you can still throw something together. I threw this together literally in one day, using what I had, and kind of hitting a couple stores and just being creative, putting things together. You can do it budget friendly and stay on that budget without spending lots of money and get a good return. And also, it doesn't take a lot of time. So included in this video are four many DIYs, something that's pretty fast. And also I'll show you as I walk through how I put everything together. For those that are tuning in for the first time, I'd like to say welcome. I'm Loletta. And for those that are returning, I'd like to say thank you. I'd like to wish everyone at this time a blessed Merry Christmas as the holidays is approaching. We still have time to, just throw last minute things together. So if this is something that you're interested in, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, feel free to share it, leave a comment, let me know what you would do differently. And I do have a few questions that I'm going to ask in the end as to how you would change it, because this is definitely out of my norm. My norm is the traditional or the black and white check or whatever. It's not all the whimsical things, but coffee bar, hot cocoa bar that I'm combining first time. I thought I'd just go out of my norm, out of the box. And I really like the way it turned out. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it inspires you, motivates you, and encourages you to do the same. All right, at this time, I'm going to get started. Okay, the first thing I want to do is just get started. This is another one of those village houses from the Dollar Tree. I was so glad that they had some. And I am just going to start painting it white. I am using a linen white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. This will probably need 2 to 3 coats. And I'm basically painting everything white. I'm almost at the bottom of my barrel here with the paint. So this is one coat, and I'm going to come back with another coat. Okay, I went ahead and put 2 coats of paint on of the linen white chalk paint. Now I'm using a Craftsman Espresso. I didn't want this village house that I'm turning into a gingerbread house. I couldn't find hardly nothing for gingerbread. So I'm doing my own thing here. Converted this into, I bought the antique house. They do have the general store, they have the church at the Dollar Tree. But I bought this one because it had like the snow on the roof that I really like. I think 1 coat of this should be sufficient because I'm not trying to make it real dark. The bottom, which is the steps, I'm going to keep that white, go over it with white. Some of it I've already painted, but I'm going to go over it. This is the look that I'm looking for. It's already beginning to look like a gingerbread house. So I'm going to let this dry. Okay, I'm going to go in and change brushes here and do some detail going to start off with, I guess, the green. This is Holiday Green, Craftsman. Let's see how dark this is. I want it kind of dark, so we'll see. And this wreath around the door, I'm going to see if I can just, yeah, it's going on pretty good. I'm going to change up with the bright red. And I'm going to do the bow on top. Now, gingerbread houses are pretty colorful. I see some lines and details. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that as well. I'm not really a painter. I thought this would take a lot longer than it's actually taking. So if I can do this, you can do this. Coming along. This is kind of transparent, but you know, I'm okay with it. This is not really a real thick solid color paint, but I'm using it just for our coffee bar, and I'm not going to be just seasonal. I see another piece of green that I'm going to touch up. Oh, that's right up under the window here. Right up under the window. I don't know if that's a wreath or, but I'm painting it green. That's about all I'm doing to that part of it. I'm going to switch over to my Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And I'm going to touch up this white that's on the roof, the flat surfaces. That was originally white. And I'm using a chalk paint because it covers better than the acrylic. I don't have to use that many coats. I'm also going to go along the ledge. Okay, what I did do, this is a bright yellow Craftsman. I did just touch up the top, right around here where it said antique shop. And this is basically the way it looks. And I am going to probably put a coat of Mod Podge over it. Well, right now, I'm going to set it aside for now. I'm going to show everything at the close when I put the coffee bar together. Now, I drink decaf coffee, and this is what you can just use any coffee tin. And what I'm going to do is take the paper off. I'm going to get off what I can. And I went around shopping, and I did find this paper, wrapping paper, and I did fold it to the size as much as possible. So what I am going to do is what I did do too. I folded the sides in so I can get a crisp end all the way around. I didn't want a loose piece. I believe I lost some footage because I thought it was filming and it wasn't. But anyway, I don't know where it was, but this is just wrapping paper that I am using a double-sided tape with. When I get to the end, I do the same thing. This is just temporary because after the holiday I won't be using this. This is the way it looks. Now my theme is gingerbread, so I'm trying to incorporate that in as much as possible. The top fits on here good. Now I'm going to go and get the label and get that started so I can label as decaf and label, get the other one done and label the other one regular. Okay, I think I'm jumping ahead of myself. The best way to do this is to measure this. I did fail to say that. Take the lid off, measure from the inside here, and when I did measure it, I got 5 1/2. And that's how I know how wide to cut the paper, but you want to cut it like a 1/2 inch longer so you can fold it over. All right? So this is what it looks like when it's done. What I did go ahead and do, I'm desperate for gingerbread. I found these at the Dollar Tree this morning. And these are actually treat sacks, treat bags. And what I did was just cut them up in pieces. I did want a whole gingerbread, which I couldn't get that, but I'm satisfied with what I got. So this is what the treat bags look like. You're going to get a 1/2 gingerbread. This is the only full, well, we have, the back is the same as the front. So you're gonna get a full star, but then you're gonna get a piece of a star, which is a little bit bigger. You're gonna get a gingerbread at the bottom, and you're gonna get a 1/2 of one. I even tried to put them together, but they're two right sides, so that won't work. So what I did, I took them and I just cut all the pieces out. And what I'm gonna do next is try to come up with, I got paint all over here. One of these canisters is going to be for decaf and one is going to be for regular. So I have a magic marker and I'm going to put regular on one and then I'm going to write decaf. I went out to try to find tags and I did get some, but they were too stiff and they would not work. Plus they were too big. So what I'm going to do, we're going to have a sign and I'm going to outline this in the black cardstock just so it'll stand out some. What I did was use the runner, the double-sided tape runner, and I just to give it a contrasting border. My Cricut is still packed up. If you have a Cricut, you can also put vinyl letters. That'll be a lot better. But if you're like me and don't have stuff together, then you do what you have to do. So I'm going to just adhere this. And I'm going to take the can and regular, kind of center it where the seam is in the back. Try to center it in the front. I'm going to do the other one the same way. Kind of put them together because I want them to be kind of equal. I don't want one side to be high and one side to be low. And just kind of eyeball it. Of course, you can measure it. What I like about this is really tacky. You put it on and it's on. Okay, we have those two done. Now we're going to go with the gingerbread cutouts that I did. And I'm trying to find a place to put this. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that. So what I'm going to do, I have some matte Mod Podge. Just going to take the brush and apply it to the back of this. You can also use a glue stick. I don't have one readily near me. I'm going to apply it to the bottom so it doesn't look like he's cut off. Take my hand and this is what this looks like. All right, the other one, I think I'm going to put him right next to the decaf sign. I'm just going to put a generous amount of Mod Podge on the back. Like I said, you can use glue. Glue stick work fine. I didn't want them to be the exact alike. This is something that's very inexpensive. The paper, by the way, I got from Walmart for 97 cents. So I had plenty of paper, and I didn't want to get nothing that I was going to be stuck with. You want to smooth away as many of the wrinkles as you can. And I still have some of these like circles. These are the ones that came off the bag. And I'm just going to put a little on back of here and place them randomly. And I'm going to go over on top just to make sure that they adhere with the Mod Podge. This is all I'm basically putting on this pan. I'm trying to keep it basic and simple. And I'm trying to do something fast. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and I'll be right back. What I'm going to do now is come back to the house. It's nice and dry. I'm going to apply Mod Podge on it. And this is a satin from the Dollar Tree. This will kind of just seal things in. You don't really need a lot. I got this from the Dollar Tree. To me, this looks more realistic than a lot of the other, the snow. So I'm just going to apply it to the areas where it looked like actual snow. And that'll be around the white area, around the top, around the edges. So I'm going to start with that. And where it doesn't catch, just apply more. I'm also going to do the same thing around the base. put in the battery, operated light from the Dollar Tree. And this is what it looks like. Looks like real snow. The next thing we're gonna do, I bought this. It was hard trying to find things at the last minute. This is a peppermint candle, because I did want a candle. You always cut your candles down if you're gonna light them. But I don't want this. This isn't matching my theme. It's peppermint bark. It smells good. And I'm gonna go right ahead and use some of my gingerbread stickers here. See what I can get to fit. I think this one will work, but I have to really chop them off some. A little bit more. I think that will work. I'm gonna wipe some of this Epsom salt off of my brush. Buy some more Mod Podge. There's some on the back of this. So everything is covered. And then I'm gonna lay it directly on top of this candle. When you think of peppermint, you think of gingerbread as well, because the two are kind of like go together. Gonna rub away any of the wrinkles. And what I'm gonna do is apply a coat of Mod Podge over the whole thing, because this is gonna leave, even though it's satin, it's gonna leave like brush strokes a little. And you want the whole thing to look like a conformed look. You don't want it to look like you're painted, like the front is painted and the back is not. What I'm going to do, I got this from the Dollar Tree in my haul. And this I picked up today. This is going to be my sign. And what I'm going to do is just do a mixture of the Craftsman paint. This is espresso, and this right here is golden brown. And I'm going to paint both of these the same color. Kind of mix it up a little bit. You can always use stain. I started to paint this red, but I figured it would be too much red. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint this entire box. And I'll just paint the outside and turn it upside down, so I will not be using the outside. I'm using it as a riser to just lift things up off the table a little bit. Off the counter, I should say. This is what it's looking like. And that's basically the look that I'm looking for. I'm going to take this sign as well. And I'm going to paint the wood section of this. Just to kind of tie it in. Like I said, you could easily paint this red. And I'm going to go ahead and just paint the one side and the base. I'm not going to worry about the back, because the back will not be showing. On second thought, I am going to paint the back of this, just the frame part. Okay, this is what it looks like. It looks a lot better. I've never tried this before. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's a chalk writer. I did take it a little, and it is rather wide writing. wish the tip was a little more narrower, but here we go. Not too bad. It says it's a wet erasable, wet erasable. So if I don't like it, I can redo it. Now I'm going to get started on getting a coffee bar all set up. This is our completed hot chocolate bar. I think it came out absolutely beautiful. More than I guess I had imagined. So I'm going to walk you through. Our coffee maker pretty much stayed in the same place. And we use a lot of liquid creamer. So what I did was put the other creamer in the drawer. And my goal was to try to cover up a lot of these printed tiles back here, because we're going to have everything redone. These are the cans that we DIY'd, coffee cans that I just recovered. And this is our sugar. Over here, we have our honey sticks. These are great for teas. They come in all different fragrances. And I'm going to leave a link to that below. This right here, this is for our hot water. And basically this is for either packaged hot cocoa or tea. And this is the sign, a DIY sign. These right here are measuring spoons. But I got those at Walmart. If I can leave a link, I will. I was trying to find anything gingerbread. This right here, we usually have mini muffins or something in here. I'm going to eventually put hot chocolate bombs in here. But this is what I had on hand, little iced gingerbread. And this is a sign that I got from Restore that started everything. When I read it, I think I got it for like $2. And I fell in love with it. So everything kind of came around that theme of gingerbread and red and everything. These are mugs that I got from thrift store or Amvets actually years ago, maybe about 3 years ago. And I just put it up knowing that one day I would probably use it. These are marshmallows. The only thing here, I still have to put labels on it. Other than that, it's finished. This container right here, as you came from the Dollar Tree, and what I did was just cut up peppermint, put it in a bag and kind of hid it with a hammer, Ziploc bag. These right here, I could not find chocolate spoons. So that had to be DIY'd. And if I can find the mold for that, I got that on clearance at Joann Fabrics. It was in a clearance section about a year ago. And what I did was just, I mold them and then I drizzle hot white chocolate across the top. This is our DIY gingerbread house. And this right here is just a Dollar Tree gingerbread house. And in here, I just put peppermint bark in here. This is like 2.5 packs. That's good in hot chocolate. So on this side, you have your hot chocolate condiments. On this side, you have your tea and coffee condiments. Okay. Over here, I did pick this up at Home Goods. Must have been maybe about a year ago. These right here are your green sugar crystals, your red sugar crystals. I took it out the big container and put it in these Dollar Tree salt and pepper shakers. This is the peppermint bark candle that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, that I DIY'd this on top. This is just a regular pack of sprinkles, and what I did was just pull the label off so it wouldn't look too commercialized. This was a mug. Can't tell you where it actually came from, but I bought it from Restore for 25 cents when I was in there. I loved it. And these are just candy canes. They're good in hot chocolate as well. Back here, these dark chocolate wafers. These are good. They're good with coffee, tea, whatever. This is another of the measuring spoon. This I got from the Dollar Tree. I got two. This is the Hazelnut brand. And the other one back here is French vanilla. That's good in coffee. This right here are just straws. They have these at the Dollar Tree. I got a mixture of them. Every time I see something marked down, whatever store I'm in, I'll just pick it up. This right here I picked up at Restore. It's hidden back here. This is, I fell in love with it, a Hershey's container. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I just picked up Hershey's. Small pack, a small pack. I think it was 6 in a pack, so I picked up 2 packs. And that's good in hot chocolate as well. These lights I got at Restore, but I'm pretty sure what I did temporarily was just put it up with tape. I didn't realize it would show as much as it is, but I didn't want nothing permanent. And I figured that this would give more of a whimsical look to the whole hot cocoa coffee bar itself. And I'm looking forward to, basically I can't drink a lot of hot chocolate because of the sugar content in it, but I'm going to have a few cups. My granddaughter, grandson, anybody that, you know, comes to visit, they are more than welcome to help themselves in this particular hot cocoa coffee bar. I'm going to show you briefly how I organize my drawer. There's a lot of things you may not see up there. On my top drawer, I have my straws. My husband got this last year for Christmas, so we still have some left. This is where I keep our filters, our green teas, instant coffees. This is the creamer. I put it in here, so if anybody wants some, we still have it. And the powdered creamer as well, the refill for this. I have extra napkins back here. These I just separated them and put it in this nice container. The raw sugar, the creamer, and this, if anybody would like that. And I also have another pack to sweeten low, the regular sugar and the creamer. A lot of times we stay in a lot of different hotels before we moved here, and as we stayed, we always had coffee and everything in the room, so I just kept it. I figured there'd be a use for it. In my other drawer, this is more of my coffee and my tea drawer. As you see, have the K-cups, even though I don't have it, but a lot of the hotels had it. So I just kept it. And we have all our teas in here. Extra marshmallows. Extra packs of Swiss Miss. And here is our tea. And we do have teas from all over. This is our maple herbal tea that we get right here in Geneva. And if anybody comes over, we just let them help themselves. We can just pull the tray out. I can't tell you where this came from, but where I picked it up was Restore in Buffalo. And it's just nice to pull this out, sit it on the counter, and let people choose what tea they would like. Of course, it came empty and I filled it up. So this is what we have here. Our upper cabinets. Of course, a lot of my cups are out right now on my dining room table. When my daughter went out of town, every time she would go somewhere, she'd always bring me back a mug. So these are my collection. And what I like about these mugs that I have out, that I got from Restore, is that they came with all these dessert plates. And this is JCP at home. They came with all these dessert plates. So I got the entire set. So if I'm just having dessert or coffee or whatever, I've got a matching set. And these are our mugs. And these are additional cups that match our set, our everyday dishware set. So these is where I house all of my cups. On the other side, this is where I house at least the glasses so far that we have unpacked. Dessert dishes and dessert cups, sundae cups, I should say. And these are our glasses, some of them. So this is all over our coffee bar, so it just makes it so convenient, so convenient. When we're coming in here, we can just reach in here and get something to drink. But I absolutely love this. I like to take this time to thank you. I'm wishing everybody a nice holiday in spite of what we're facing or what our circumstances are. We're determined to make the best out of any situation that we're in. I trust that you enjoyed this video as I've enjoyed putting it together for you. I'm learning how to come out of the box and how to put things together. And as you see, a lot of things were thrifted, things that I already had. And I'm basically sharing this with you to use what you have to make the best of the holiday season for you and your family. This was, as I said, out of the norm, but I really like it. And let me know in the comment section below. Now, I did use the multi-lights, which is usually I use all white. Let me know if you would have used white or if you would have used the multi ones. What theme would you have used? This picture right here is what started that I thrifted from the thrift store, from Habitat Restore. That's what started everything. When I saw the gingerbread, that just brought everything, and I just started looking for gingerbread, and I started late, which was yesterday, and a lot of the gingerbread stuff was taken, so I had to improvise with bags and whatever I could use to make it work. And I absolutely loved the way everything turned out. Even my husband came down and said, wow, I like that. He's a hot chocolate drinker as well as a coffee drinker. And much as I love chocolate, I have to watch my sweet intake. And but I'm still going to have a couple. But let me know in the comment section below if you really enjoyed this video. I would appreciate it. And I'm saying to all, you know, just be blessed, be safe, be healthy this holiday season, and continue to encourage one another. And I hope this inspires you to inspire someone else to do something out of the norm. And at this time, I am saying bye for now. I will see you in the next video. God bless and Merry, Merry Christmas. This is my last video before the holiday. God bless you all.